Hello everybody, Mystic Star here with StarCraft. Like I said I was going to yesterday. This is the first episode of our new StarCraft series. Now, each episode will be broken into multiple parts. It's probably about 3 to 4 parts depending on what we're doing. And each episode will be about 30 minutes. Each part will be about 10 minutes long. So, shouldn't be too much. We're playing the Brood War expansion for StarCraft, which is by far one of my favorite StarCraft things of all time. Now, StarCraft 2 is good and all that, and I like it. But nothing will beat the classic for me. And as you can see, we are playing as the Zerg. I set it to random, and we just happen to get the Zerg. Now, I'm not too good with the Zerg, because the Zerg require a lot more Vespene gas and stuff. And I've never been too good with the Zerg, but we'll see what happens as we go along. Basically, you're gonna need a lot of minerals, a lot of overlords, and a lot of drones. Because when you're playing the Zerg, your drones are used up in the construction process. So it's important early on to get the mineral gatherers as quickly as possible and have those established. You're gonna want to build up your hatcheries and stuff pretty quick too. I do like how the Zerg's overlords that are used for population also function as detector units. It's pretty cool. So this series will probably be alternating between playing custom games and playing through the campaigns of StarCraft and the Brood War expansion. And for now, we're just going to be playing some custom games, at least right now. I've never actually made it very far as the Zerg, to be completely honest, because the Zerg require a lot of planning out and stuff like that. I can do the Protoss and the Terrans, and God help you when you're playing the Zerg if you get the Terrans as an enemy, because they will do the Marine Fire Bat Rush on you, and early on that is devastating to your population. It is just beyond devastating. So let's get our creep colonies set up, just in case they decide to try something. Get a spawning pool going too. I've never really played too much time with the Zerg. I prefer the Protoss, to be completely honest. But this is what we got when we selected random, so this is what we'll play with. Let's see what we'll get. We're gonna want sunken colonies. So, I always like telling new people this. When you first get into StarCraft, focus on resource gathering, because you're going to need those resources. And you're going to need a lot of them. Especially when you're playing Zerg, you need a lot of resources, because you need to build up hatcheries upon hatcheries upon hatcheries to get the amount of troops you're going to need. And each hatchery takes a good little chunk of change to build. And it's not for the faint of heart that you build more of them, because you're going to need them. And start making more drones. You see, I'm just building a ton of drones. And that's because you need a lot of drones. Let's start evolving this into a sunken colony. Okay, cool. Our extractor's done. So now we can start getting some Vespene gas. I recommend putting 2 workers on the Vespene geyser. 3 if you feel like you need it, but never more than 3. We're gonna have to get 100 to mutate into a lair. I always recommend getting the Hydralisk in as soon as possible. but right now we need more defense. So let's build up another creep colony about here. And the problem with the Zerg is, in order to build anywhere, you have to have creep. Now, creep can be generated one of two ways. Either A, by building creep colonies on existing creep, or B, by building a hatchery near somewhere that doesn't have creep, like in this area here. Building in this area here would cause creep to start generating there, meaning I could build there. But, for the most part, your creep colonies are your best friends. So I recommend getting at least sunken colonies as quick as possible. We're going to need more drones. Here soon we're going to have to start making more overlords. Let's mutate into lair. As we go through this first episode, you'll get a little taste of me playing StarCraft, and I'll get a little taste of what you guys, how you guys think about it, and what you guys actually like seeing. So, Zergling movement, basic mutation. Let's get a Hydralisk den going. Yeah. As the Zerg, you want Hydralisks, and you want them as quick as possible. Like, as soon as you can build Hydralisk, I recommend building Hydralisk. Because they are powerful anti-ground and anti-air. So, I recommend building them as quick as possible. So here we're going to build another creep colony. And always expect a ground attack early on when you're the Zerg. I never recommend as the Zerg going for the long haul game, except for in the Brood War expansion and maybe in 2, because you get the Ultralisk and stuff, which are actually really good. But other than that, I don't recommend going for the long game. Because, well, the Zerg don't hold out well in the long game. Now your buildings do heal over time, which is a good thing. But that doesn't mean you can hold out for the long game. For the most part, as the Zerg, you want to build up an early offensive. And you want to build it up as quick as possible. Probably consisting of mostly Hydralisks and Zerglings. But for the most part, the Zerg require a lot of, well, here's minor defenses and attack. Heck, you never want the enemy to actually come into your base. Because if they actually get into your base, you're screwed. You want to be the one pushing the enemy back into their base. Forcing them onto the defensive. As the Zerg. When you're the Protoss, you want to be the one, you know, kind of sitting back, holding out. But as the Zerg, you want to be the one pushing the offensive. The one that brings the pain to your enemies early game. You want hatcheries upon hatcheries turning into lairs. You want as many Zerglings and Hydralisks as possible in the early game. Because otherwise that happens. Oh, we got the Protoss. See, our creep colony is doing a good job, but against the Zealots, they might fall. We might lose our creep colony here. Shit, yeah, we're losing creep colonies quick. God dang it! I hate Zealots. Build more Hydralisks real quick. Luckily, they can't attack our overlords and can only attack